Okay, this is the back plate. This does have a modification. It has like a bit of a barrier to try and make sure that the SD card doesn't get plugged into, well, out of the slot in the way to the side of the display. I think this is about a 5-hour print. So, as I say, obviously I'll be putting it, well, chopping bits out, putting it on time lapse, etc, etc. Bit of a bump there, but that's okay, that's in the skirt. Bit faint there at the front right hand corner when we look at this, but this is a PI sheet that was not laid down totally flat by me. It has some minor bumps in it and such, like quite a few actually, as you can probably see there. Very hard to lay the 200mm wide adhesive. I know I repeat myself if you keep watching my videos, but some people might just see one of my videos. If anybody sees my videos at all, that is. Yeah, right, okay. So this is a bit of modification that it has a bit of a plate because the SD card goes in there, and it might be possible to slip it in outside the slot that should go in. So it has a bit of an extra plate on it to try to avoid that. Right, I'll let you watch this for a while. This is on its normal speed. is the skirt on the outside. As I say, it's a bit faint there in this front right hand corner, probably because of the bumps on this PI sheet. I mean, it works well, this PI sheet, even though it does have these bumps in it. I don't think they're major bumps. Well, it works better than blue painter's tape in my opinion. This is another iteration of the back plate. As I say, it has a bit of a like barrier plate quite near this dent here, which is there to help get your finger in when you're grabbing the SD card in and out, so to speak. That barrier should help stop the SD card getting plugged into, well, outside of the SD card slot itself. That is the reason of that. If I've got the right height, etc, etc, etc. That seems to be going down very nicely. Oops, I shouldn't have said that, touch wood, because when I say things like it's working well, something might just go wrong. You put a jinx on it. Okay, I'm going to put this on the time lapse for a while. As I say, there will be bits getting chopped out this video as well, because it's about 5-hour print. Normal speed on the video, 1 hour 37 minutes. Might see that the threaded rods are turning slightly as it's printing. That's the auto tramming BL Touch. The ramp's adjusting the Z carriage up and down a bit to allow for any sort of slight misalignment on the printer bed. So you can see the infill pattern there, set to 20% on this print. Okay, I'm going to pause the camera for a bit, probably an hour or two I think, unless I notice anything I wish to point out to you. Okay, let's pause the camera. 3 hours 10 minutes into this print now. And you can really make out the infill there, 20%. Pause the video again for quite some time. The bar graph is a little bit over halfway, so quite a few more hours yet to do. Let's pause the video. 4 hours 12 minutes into this print. You probably can just see the line there. That's going to be like a bit of a barrier that should stop any accidents of putting the SD card that comes in from this side going, like, not going into the slot basically where it should go into. So that's the main modification to this print here, really, that sort of barrier. And the cutout itself is just to help get your finger in when you're getting the SD card in and out, basically. If you haven't seen the other videos, these are like braces in a way to support, because this will be like an adjustable stand on this from the back. We're looking almost on the inside of this plate here, and that will screw into a circle here, and this is just like some braces, supports to support any stresses and strains on that. Yeah, even with 20% infill, I reckon that should be strong enough, because there will be 6 like balls screwing in the back there on the stand. So 4¼ hours into this print now. I'm going to put it on the time lapse for a while. You might be able to see this. It's just like a plate in a way. It's going to stick up about 5mm, well maybe 3 to 5mm. That will prevent the SD card going in and getting behind the PCB and falling inside basically. So it's just a bit like a safety barrier there. So let's get this on the time lapse. Well, there we are, finished. 4 hours, just a second, 4 hours 32 minutes. Yep. As I say, this is a new part, well, new part, they will call it part, new modification that has this here. That's to stop SD card when it comes in here going behind sort of this back cover. Nice scraper. So this is just a paint scraper, rounded off edges, sharpened up a bit, straight under, wiggle a bit, there we go. Good amount of adhesion there. You probably can see the holes, just about make them out there. That's for the like stand ball socket joint. Yep, some indents there for bolt heads. There's a new sort of piece sticking up there. So this is for getting your fingers in, but to stop the SD card, and the SD card hopefully I've left enough space for it to go over there. Opening for the wires, fine. So I'll just show you on this other display. So basically this is this back plate here. So the opening there is to get your fingers in. But see how there's a gap there. I think it would, well, it would be possible to accidentally put the SD card in round here and it would fall behind. So that is that sort of new big plate there. I have modified the front, but I haven't printed it out yet, to make this gap a little bit smaller there so that the card here can't go this side. So that'll be just about covered in, pretty much the same. Okay, and as I say, the square wires for the, sorry, the square hole, well, rectangular hole is for the wires, the holes are for a stand. This is just to go on the back. So just as a basic test, I've put this one I've just printed out on here. This is in a way the old version. This, and you can probably see the plastic plate there. That's so that if you're putting this in, you're not really watching. It's going to be extremely difficult to get it behind there. And then you can slide it in. This gap here, it might be able to, but this is going to be reprinted, redesigned to close this gap up on the front. Okay, so obviously this goes this way around. and the gap is so you can get your fingers in, basically. Yep. So that's a back plate. Just, as I say, you might just about make out the holes there. That's for the ball and socket joint.